Happy Mother's Day. First to my amazing mother, and next to my lovely wife, and also to Lael and Sandy and Julie and our wonderful neighbor at this project who's been a longtime friend, Cecilia, with her beautiful yard. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there who make the world go round. The beginning of another week, and we need this rain, but I'm going to be working outside today, so it's going to get a little muddy. The pear tree blooming is almost done. Let's get this all cleaned up today. I used to have a pond right here, and it was kind of short-lived because the raccoons used to treat it like Club Med. They would just, kind of pick cherries off the tree and then kind of do some, paddling around in the pond, and then they decided to eat a hole in the lining pretty far down, so then my pond was, only about that deep at that point. And so I filled it in with soil eventually, and you can see it slumped down, so now I have to get that ground back up. The floor guys are sanding away inside. Almost impossible to get it tighter than this. It's day 22 and I was kind of amped up. I woke up at 3:30 this morning. I guess I'm a little anxious about things, but I think more excited about the prospects of getting things finished up here pretty quickly, and just it's fun to see things getting tightened up. Well, this is attempt number 1. Did we move it like 6 times? Nice. I have some very greasy cabinets here that I am going to paint. We're gonna have some fun now. You're gonna keep that, right? This? Yeah, that's what I say. But it's still scary.
It is scary.
Jeez.
But honestly,
Look at that. That's pretty, my man. Just hang out in here, right?
You need a little couch back there. Hold a little bit too.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. It's my michelada. Time to punctuate this chaos. It's Saturday, May 7th, and I'm going to call this day an extension of day 25, just given that I've been doing a bit more solo work than I had anticipated, and I'm just going to put in a half day to tighten up a few things here. Something egregious happened yesterday, a bit of a setback, and that's that I had these cabinets outside drying, and everything was going great with the painting on these, but I think it got too hot, and it kind of bubbled a few of the cabinets. So this vinyl stickery stuff just came loose, and so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Alright, before you get your undies in a bundle over this terrible looking paint job, there's a method to this madness, which is it's easier to paint this way. Obviously, you don't have to do fine cutting, and it helps seal in the glass to the wood. And then we're going to cut this out with a razor blade, and it's just going to look perfect. I'm going to wax a little philosophical here, but I'll save this till the end so you can skip it if you don't want to watch it. I've been thinking about the algorithm I have for this house makeover, and it's kind of an evolving algorithm for my remodel projects in general. And so I came up with earlier in this series the idea of elegant, durable, and cheap. Well, I think actually elegance incorporates both durability and cheapness. That's part of my definition of that word, and it actually also has a number of other components, including aesthetics, safety, environment, and this other element I call soul. It's basically listening to the house or the project you're working on and trying to honor the stories that have evolved over the years with that project. So some of the elements that I think we've incorporated that involve soul in this project are the keeping those wrought iron railings and just reincorporating them into our new concept for the front porch. Another one is just the way the guys have taken this back deck, which was just falling apart and it just did not have a good feel to it, and turning it into a highlight of the project, something that the people who buy this house will just really enjoy sitting in the backyard and just having the feeling of sitting on that deck. Like the old door we're going to add to the studio, jacking up that old concrete stoop and just reusing that. So a lot of times it involves more work for you. Part of soul is trying to find a balance between whimsy and beigeness, and I just can't live in the beige world. For me, sometimes I get too whimsical, and a good example is the 125-year-old house project, in which I incorporated all kinds of things like sewing machine vanities and sewing machine lights and concrete walls, and it was just too much for most people to handle. I said it caused a lot of dyspepsia. But I found perhaps the one person in the world who enjoyed it as much as I did to buy that house, and I was so glad to see that connection be made. Of course, I'm not saying that I'm an expert at soul or elegance, but it's a work in progress. It's that I think if I didn't do these, I wouldn't be excited about the projects. And I apologize to my wife because, we lived there for almost 10 years, and I'm finally getting around to all these projects that I probably should have done right at the beginning. Speaking of elements of whimsy.
Where is that?
You're famous now, Wayne.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm infamous already.